This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Kia ora and good evening, I'm Sophie Morris. Wanaka's Wallace family has been struck by tragedy again. The Otago Daily Times understands pilot Nick Wallace was one of 3 people killed in a helicopter crash near Wanaka Airport this morning. Today's crash comes less than 3 months after his brother and fellow pilot Matthew Wallace was also killed in a helicopter crash.
Smoke rising from the wreck of a helicopter crash near Wanaka Airport earlier today. It's understood pilot Nick Wallace was one of 3 people killed in the crash. The Transport Accident Investigation Commission has opened an investigation and says it's gathering details about the people on board.
It's sent a team of 4 people, 3 investigators, down to the site. They are on their way this afternoon, and so they'll be on the site this evening. And they'll start the site investigation tomorrow once the first responders, the police, have done their job at the site.
It's understood Nick Wallace was flying a leased Hughes 500, also carrying 2 Department of Conservation staff. It's believed it was heading for Makarora and crashed shortly after takeoff. The dock staff were understood to be involved in operations to cull tar. Captain Burfoot says details of today's incident are scarce.
We know very little, pretty much what I've just told you now, that there's an accident near Wanaka Airport on farmland. We believe there was a fire involved when the helicopter crashed and that there's no survivors. That's all we know at this stage.
Police have confirmed this afternoon 3 people were on board the helicopter and there are no survivors. The victims' families have been notified and police are working to support them. Nick Wallace is the director and general manager of Alpine Helicopters and the youngest son of Sir Tim Wallace. The ODT understands police officers were meeting with Sir Tim this afternoon to inform him of the tragedy. Today's crash comes less than 3 months after his brother and fellow pilot Matthew Wallace was also killed in a helicopter crash. Now it's up to investigators to determine the cause of this latest tragedy. Police say they're working with other agencies on scene examination and recovery of the victims' bodies. In Wanaka, the South today.
Police, including Armed Defenders Squad members, swarmed an Oamaru gang address this morning as part of a methamphetamine raid. Police say they carried out the search warrant on a property on Parsons Road. They say the raid was related to the supply of methamphetamine and connected to the mongrel mob. Police aren't commenting at this stage on what has been found at the property, a former milk treatment station near the edge of town. The road was closed for about an hour and a half while the raid took place. Survivors of sexual abuse tied ribbons of remembrance from around the world to the gates of St Joseph's Cathedral in Dunedin during a gathering this morning. Around 30 survivors, their supporters and representatives from the Catholic Diocese of Dunedin, including Dunedin Bishop Michael Dooley, were on hand for the event.
Tying ribbons of remembrance on the gates of Dunedin's St Joseph's Cathedral in a symbolic gesture for victims of sexual abuse at the hands of the Catholic Church. Spokesperson Dr Murray Heasley says today's event is significant.
We're very encouraged by what's happened here today. We think that this tying of ribbons onto the wrought iron gates of this 132-year-old church is one very positive step.
The ribbons have come from survivors and supporters as far away as Australia and the United Kingdom. Around 30 survivors and supporters also observed a minute's silence to remember victims of clerical abuse who had taken their own lives.
It's an important step of acknowledging what's happened.
Dunedin Bishop Michael Dooley addressed the crowd, again calling for the Catholic Church to be included in the government's upcoming Royal Commission on Historic Abuse.
You know, from my perspective, I'm really asking them to include faith-based institutions in the Royal Commission, otherwise so many people will get left out.
That sentiment echoed by survivors.
At the moment, it's a Clayton's Royal Commission, and it's going to exclude the majority of children in New Zealand sexually abused by adults, who just happen to be clergy, religious and laity within the Catholic Church.
Although the draft terms of reference exclude most faith-based settings and many victims of clerical sexual abuse, the government is still mulling the scope of the inquiry. In the meantime, these ribbons on a church gate, acting as a not-so-subtle reminder, victims' voices are finally starting to be heard. In Dunedin, the South today.
Emergency services were called after a car crashed into a barrier outside a South Dunedin business this morning. The crash happened on King Edward Street at around 10:15 a.m, where the car almost hit Zodiac Record Store. It came to rest on the footpath after crashing through a decorative barrier. Police say the road was closed and reopened just after 11 a.m. St John's say ambulance attended the scene, but the patient's injuries were very minor and they were treated at the scene. This morning saw a massive earthquake strike all parts of the country, followed with a tsunami alert, but it was only a nationwide civil defence drill. Dubbed New Zealand Shakeout, the drill saw schools across the country practice how to stay safe in an earthquake.
Following the instructions of drop, cover and hold, these Carisbrook pupils find shelter under desks while an imaginary earthquake rocks their building. Principal Ben Sincock says because of earthquakes which have struck elsewhere, they practice this drill once a term.
Because of the history we've had in New Zealand with what happened in Christchurch and things, it's preparing for the worst and but hoping it never ever eventuates.
The 9:30 a.m. nationwide rehearsal of the event of an earthquake was coordinated by the New Zealand Civil Defence and saw pupils across the country, such as these in South Otago High School, practising for a possible disaster. Earthquake survivor Barry Munro says being prepared will be the only way to survive the big one if it happens.
What's the likelihood of it happening? We don't know. Science can't tell us. So being prepared is really our only defence.
Vicky Sanders of Clinton Primary School says the pupils responded well to learning how to stay safe in an earthquake.
The children were very good. They loved getting under the tables and finding a spot. And I know that they'll be able to do this in the future when we practice around the school.
Most schools these days have various drills for fire, lockdowns, as well as potential tsunamis. The South Today.
Still to come on the South Today. Police go to the rescue of a family of ducks on State Highway 1, and Dunedin welcomes the Golden Princess and the Majestic Princess to town.
It's that time of year. It's time to get into the garden and it's time to get your weed eater. Down here at the Power Garden Department at Andersons Bay Road, this year it's all about the cordless weed eater. Come down and see us at Mitre 10 Mega and we'll help you get it done right.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
The Dunedin Art Show, 2nd to the 4th of November at the Edgar Centre. There's art for everyone at the Dunedin Art Show. Browse thousands of works from artists all over New Zealand. Join the biggest art show Dunedin has ever seen. Purchase your tickets online now, 2 for the price of 1, at dunedinartshow.co.nz, or buy a ticket at the door. $10 entry, under 10's free. Don't miss the Dunedin Art Show, where there's art for everyone.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Electrify NZ Dunedin sell quality European designed e-bikes with reliable componentry so that you too can wear the e-bike grin. Call in for your complimentary test ride today or book online. Find us at 249 Cumberland Street, phone 021 035 9820.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making lawn care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
It's always really satisfying when a customer comes back after doing a purchase of outdoor furniture and knowing that we've got it done right.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Welcome back. A multi-million-dollar upgrade of Queenstown Airport's terminal is set to begin this week. Airport Chief Executive Colin Keel says Project Pathway is aimed at enhancing the park-to-plane experience. He says it will ultimately increase terminal capacity and related infrastructure to cater for around 3 million passenger movements per year. 6 areas are set to be upgraded, including customer check-in, security screening and domestic gate lounges. Work is scheduled to start this week on the $2.4 million project and is expected to take 2 years to complete. It was a police rescue with a difference yesterday as the daring do of 2 of Dunedin's finest saved the day for a family of ducks. Calls to police came in about noon, reporting a mother and her ducklings waddling along the barrier of a busy southbound lane on State Highway 1 by Green Island. Police sped to the scene of the potential recipe for disaster. Constables Chris Parsons and Matt Sheet, helped by members of the public, went about their work as cars swept by alarmingly close to the tiny creatures. Traffic was stopped and one duckling encouraged into a policeman's cap, but it showed remarkable agility and bolted back onto the road. After a period in which the ducklings scattered in all directions, they were eventually encouraged safely off the side of the highway. Dunedin was bursting at the seams today as the city welcomed tourists from 2 large cruise ships on the same day. Visitors from the Golden Princess and Majestic Princess made anchor early this morning and quickly filled the city as they took to the streets.
2 cruise ships sailed into Dunedin today, bringing an influx of sightseers into the city. It's set to become a common sight over the next few months, as the city hosts double cruise ship days more than 20 times this season, and 3 ships are due to arrive on one day in December.
Apparently it's crazy. I mean, I think we got something like 2,500 people on our ship. We're on the Golden Princess, and I think there's 1,000 crew. And I think the Majestic, somebody told me they got like 4,000 people. So suddenly you've got a potential here about 7,000 to 8,000 people that have suddenly come into this part of town, you know. And I don't know how you guys cope with it, but you know, everything seems to be going smoothly.
I was a bit worried about that when I saw the other one in, but it hasn't really affected us. There seems to be plenty of space for things around, so it'll be fine, I'm sure.
While the city centre is bustling with visitors, it hasn't caused too much of a disturbance for tourists exploring the markets and the Octagon.
It's been pretty busy, yes, yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. It makes for the atmosphere, doesn't it?
The weather has been the star of the day, with Dunedin putting on a cloudless morning for the arriving guests, the first they'd seen in a while.
Well, the weather is absolutely great for us, and first time we've seen sunshine for a little while, so no, thoroughly enjoying it.
Dunedin is set to welcome many more tourists in the coming months, with the cruise ship season set to run till mid-April. In Dunedin, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, an Otago trampoline team wins gold in Tauranga, and we take a look at tomorrow's weather.
Hello, it's Jeremy down here at Mitre 10 Nega in Andersons Bay. We've got 35 different lawnmowers down in our power garden department. We've got ride-on mowers, petrol mowers, battery operated mowers, push mowers. Did you know we've even got a robot, a little robot lawnmower that pops out during the day when you're at work or play. It'll pop out and mow your lawn. So come down and see me, Jeremy, down in the power garden department at Mitre 10 Nega in Andersons Bay Road, where we'll help you get it done right first time.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
For more than 50 years, Roslyn Mowers and Heating have been selling and servicing quality lawn mowers and outdoor power equipment. Bring your mower, chainsaw, garden equipment in for repair or service and you go in the draw to win a Husqvarna petrol line trimmer. See you in store soon.
I just like it. It's something that you can see the fruits of your own labour. You put it right now, you don't have as much to do at Christmas. Will you come see me, Derek, in the garden department, and then we get it done right? Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Welcome back. Former Highlanders captain Nasi Manu is set to undergo chemotherapy after it's been revealed he has a form of urological cancer. Manu is now playing for Italian club Benetton and has been out for the last few months with what was initially described as an unspecified accident. A tumour was found and operated on at the end of August. But earlier this week he had further medical checks and blood tests which highlighted the need to start a chemotherapy cycle. Manu says it has put things into perspective, and he has urged his fans on Twitter not to be embarrassed about testicular self-examination. 3 members of the Otago trampoline team have won gold at the recent National Gym Sports Championships in Tauranga. Simon Henderson checks out the high-flying team at Hawea Flat.
Jumping for joy at their training gym in Hawea Flat are gold medal winners Jessica Penny, Dea Carson-Wolf and Elizabeth Powell.
So this is Wanaka Trampoline and Tumbling Club, and we had 8 individuals from our club who qualified to be part of the Otago team to go to the 2018 National Gym Sports Finals in Tauranga. So the Otago team comprises of the 8 that we have from Wanaka, and there were 4 athletes from Dunedin as well. I'm the head coach both at Wanaka Trampoline Tumbling Club and also for the Otago team. The Wanaka Trampoline Tumbling athletes, amazing performances. So we had 3 gold medals amongst the 8 of them and 2 bronze medals. We also had 3 fourth positions as well. So all of the team did extremely well. It's the first time that any of the athletes in Wanaka have ever got a medal at the National Gym Sports Championships, let alone gold medals. So to come back with 5 medals from the 8 participants and the others were 4th place is absolutely amazing. They all worked so hard to achieve that. It was great.
Simon Henderson for the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Pilot Nick Wallace is believed to be one of 3 people killed in a helicopter crash near Wanaka Airport. TAKE is investigating the incident. About 30 survivors of sexual abuse tied ribbons of remembrance from around the world to the gates of St Joseph's Cathedral in Dunedin. And the New Zealand Shakeout Drill saw schools across the country practice how to stay safe in an earthquake, with children and teachers diving under desks. And time now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Philip.
Yes, hi Sophie. The big news, of course, is the terrible helicopter crash in Wanaka and the tragedy there. Our reporter Mark Price up there, as we've seen on the news now with the video of photos, so we'll have comprehensive coverage of the crash and its circumstances, and some pictures that that aren't of the crash. We've got 5 Southland surgeons say they've lost confidence in the Southern District Health Board on the endoscopy service, so that's quite a serious business. And sites being investigated by the Otago Regional Council for the headquarters building. This has gone on for years and years. One of the sites is in Anzac Avenue, so we've got details about that site, where it is and so on.
Right.
Another story is about the armed meth raid in Oamaru. And back to Dunedin is the Mayor of Dunedin and the Catholic Bishop, both joining calls for the Catholic Church to come under the Royal Commission into Child Abuse in Care. So there's one of those really big news days with lots of strong stories, and that's a sample of them.
Yes, okay, well thank you, Philip. All of that and more in tomorrow's ODT. And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather. Looking at the situation, more fine weather with west to northwesterly airflow developing this weekend, bringing warmer temperatures and patchy high clouds. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect rainy skies and a high of 16 degrees. Across to the northeast, it looks like summer is on the way. Nelson is slightly cloudy with a pleasant high of 20 degrees, while Blenheim is in for a very similar day, just a couple of degrees warmer on 22 degrees. And to Canterbury, those of you in Kaikoura are in for fine weather and 20 degrees. Christchurch is also fine with a high of 20 degrees, while Ashburton should expect cloud and a high of 22. Looking at the southern towns, Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore are in for moderate westerlies with clear skies and highs of 18 degrees. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes area, wintry conditions are long gone, moderate northwesterlies for all of you with highs of 22 in Wanaka, 21 in Alexandra, 21 in Queenstown and 18 in Tiana. Looking at the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru can expect moderate northerlies, clear skies with a high of 24 for Timaru and 22 in Oamaru. Clear skies inland with Omarama and Twizel, and for fine days and highs of 21 and 22 degrees. And in Dunedin, fine tonight with an overnight low of 9. Sunny periods and some cloud tomorrow with moderate northeasterlies and mild temperatures. A high of 19 and a low of 8 degrees. Fine with high cloud increasing during the day on Saturday and mild northerly winds. A high of 19 degrees and a low of 10. And in Invercargill, mostly fine tonight with an overnight low of 8. Fine tomorrow with sunny periods, broken cloud and light westerly winds. A high of 16 and a low of 9. Cloud increases on Saturday with showers developing late in the day. Fresh westerly winds, looking at a high of 19 degrees on Saturday with a low of 10. That's all for our news this Thursday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online and follow us on Facebook, YouTube and at channel39.co.nz as well as odt.co.nz. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.